What is up, everybody? Welcome to some Darien Helm Smash. Hope you're ready to get the soldier army up and running. Alright, let's get our chat all squared up. There we go. And then we would love to play first. Let's see who we're playing against. We got some Seton. We got a little green on white action. Yeah, I'll go and, yeah, that's pretty good. As far as opening hand goes, we do have Expedition Map to kind of grab another land and Endless Horizon. So yeah, we'll go and keep on this one. But yes, welcome to some Darien Helm Smash. Hope you got your armor on, ready to get some stuff up and running. Let's go plains and let's go and get this expedition map down, and then yeah, we'll go and pass the turn. Playing against Seton, Krosan. Actually, we're playing Darien. Let's start with Darien first. So we're playing Darien. So whenever we're dealt damage, we may create that many 1/1 white soldier tokens. Playing against Seton. So tap an untapped druid you control. Add green to your mana pool. We got a little Helix Pinnacle out there. All right, I'm liking this already. Okay, so let's go and we'll get the plains down, and let's go for a little Weathered Wayfarer action, and then I will go and pass the turn. But yes, welcome to Darien. So one of the things that we're looking to do is whenever we're dealt damage, we're going to create that many 1/1 soldier tokens. So with this particular build of Darien, what we're looking to do is we have a very painful mana base. Even though we're running mono white, we're running stuff like Ancient Tomb and Tarnished Citadel, to where whenever we're tapping these lands, we're having 2 to 3 damage being dealt to us a turn, and we're going to try and cash those in for soldier tokens. So pretty good. Weathered Wayfarer. Our opponent does have 2 lands out there. I'm trying to figure out if we want to get the land down and then just kind of tutor for a, well, yeah, if we'll go and get the plains down, and then we'll fire off. We'll have enough to get, if they fire off like a cultivate or something like that, then we can activate Weathered Wayfarer and activate Ancient Tomb. I mean, not Ancient Tomb, Expedition Map, and go for an Ancient Tomb. That'll be a good way to get some Darien action down. So if they get ahead on land drops, then we'll be able to activate the Weathered Wayfarer. So we'll go and pass the turn. But yeah, now as far as like we're looking to deal a lot of damage to us, get those soldier downs. One of the things we're looking to do on top of that is get down a bunch of like Anthem type effects, where like we have Crusade, where it says white creatures you control get +1/+1. We're also running. I can't remember the rest of them, but it's basically just trying to give a bunch of pump effects. We're also running, I think, a Chroma's Memorial. I think that's how you say it. Where I'm pretty sure we have it in here, where everyone gets just a ton of keywords. So, all right, looks like our opponent didn't make the land for the turn, so let's go, or at least get ahead. So let's go and fire this expedition map off. Let's grab an Ancient Tomb, and then we'll go and pass the turn. Okay. Ooh, we got a. Well, we can still search for a tomb in a Herborg with the Wayfarer. So we draw Karma. So we're looking at 5 mana right now. Let's go ahead and let's go Plains, and then we can go Ancient Tomb next turn. Let's get down Endless Horizons actually. And since we're okay on mana, we're just going to go and exile all of our plains right now. That way we'll have them coming into our hand, and we'll have just straight gas in our hand. And if they get rid of it, we still have Ancient Tomb. So, and if they're running land destruction, so be it. But yeah, so we're going to click on all these little plains over here. Make sure we clicked on that one. There we go. And if they blow it up, so be it. We'll probably leave like maybe 3 or 4 plains in here just in case we need it or something. Get some Ghost Quarter action. But right now, yeah, we're going to exile all these plains, and very slow task of clicking on all of them. So, but this will be a good time. So on a side note, guys, if you want your very own army, head over to MTGOTraders.com. That's where Darien trains all of the soldiers, gets them all nice and painful. And then we'll go and leave just 2 in there just in case we have Ghost Quarter or something that allows us to search up a basic land. Okay, so 17 cards get exiled. And let's see, we'll have Ancient Tomb for next turn. We get down Darien. What we'll probably do is go for Ancient Tomb, and then hope that either our opponent gets ahead on mana, that we can finally gets ahead on land drops, and we can activate Weathered Wayfarer to find that Herborg, and then we'll have that damage being dealt to our opponent, that damage being dealt to us, and then hopefully we can outrace the damage and get some nice little soldier tokens for our troubles. Definitely, this is one of the things why I love Commander is, you know, we've got these, like, you know, I've played against Seton before. It's a pretty powerful deck, especially if you get all their druids up and running. You can generate a ton of mana, and so, but simply having something like Helix Pinnacle out there where you can just have a mana sink out there, I don't know, I love it. It's just a lot of fun. It's like, you know, I love playing Modern, but at the same time, I love Commander just because it's a different Magic experience. So, having to play around it. I love sub-Magic games where we're having to play around the Helix Pinnacle. I think that's the best way to put it is, you know, it's the same thing as having a Planeswalker on the battlefield getting close to an ultimate. You can just feel that pressure coming from a source that you're not normally used to, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, definitely the Karma and the Herborg interaction, really good for the deck in that we can generate a lot of soldiers pretty quick. And in fact, we may just skip our land drop for the turn so we can finally find that Herborg. Okay, so we're going to put those lands into our hand. And like I said, if this gets blown up, it's not the end of the world. We're okay. And we'll go and close that out as far as our revealed cards go. If we get to click through the trigger, yes, we're going to use that ability. Alright, so plane goes to the hand. And then we draw Herborg. Okay. Well, all right. They're telling us what to do. So let's go and get down to Karma right now. And then we can get down Ancient Tomb and have Herborg coming in the following turn to catch in a bunch of stuff. So, man, I love it whenever. I don't think we're gonna get down. Well, do we want to get down Ancient Tomb? We go because I want to save the Ancient Tomb for shocking us. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go. No, let's just go ahead and get the planes down right now. That way we can activate weather if we want to. And then the following turn we can get down Ancient Tomb and then drop the Herborg down and start having some fun with that. But one of my favorite things is whenever I'm recording is whenever I'm talking up a card and then we draw it. So it's just kind of like, it feels like the magic gods are on your side on something like that. So drawing into Karma and then drawing into straight Herborg when we haven't had a Weather Wayfarer online the whole game. So that's fun. That's what makes it Commander. Actually, excuse me one second. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Sorry about that. I've been recording for about 2 hours now, so when I go back and listen through the audio, sometimes I can hear myself taking a drink. So if somebody's out there listening with headphones, I'm sure that doesn't sound too pleasant. So here we are. But yeah, now as far as getting our Karma math down, so we're going to be getting down, we're looking at, it's going to turn all of our lanes into swamps. We're looking at taking 5 damage, or at least our opponent's going to take 5 damage, and then we'll have Darien down the following turn to kind of cash in on those extra soldier tokens. But yeah, it's I've gotten a Herborg win with Darien before. It's definitely in the playlist, and in fact, it may be one of my most recent Darien videos. At least I know one of the 2 most recent ones. But and that's the same thing with like Helix Pinnacle. It's always fun to get another win in a way that you're not used to. So we definitely closed the game out with Karma on our opponent one time. So. Okay, so we got the Endless Horizons, we got the Karma coming in, we're going to be dealt that, we have no swamps right now. Yeah, we're going to use Endless Horizons, we'll grab that swamp, not swamp, got swamp on the brain. There's our exile. Okay. Get that closed out. There we go. That goes into the hand. We draw City of Brass. Okay, so let's go ahead and go. If we get down Ancient Tomb. No, if we go Herborg, then we can get down Ancient Tomb next turn and get that up and running. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So let's go Darien. So we're looking right there. All these cards white. Alright, Darien's coming in hot, and then we'll go and pass the turn. Okay, so next turn we're looking at getting 6 soldier tokens. Our opponent's going to be taking 5 damage. We're going to drop them down to 35. Our opponent does have a nice little board state gathered up right now. We're looking, I would assume all of these are druids right now. We'll kind of double check scouts. We're looking at 1, 2. Actually, we're just looking at 2 druids being able to tap for 2 mana. Trying to keep track of that Helix Pinnacle clock right there. So our opponent can tap for up to 6 mana, tapping the Seton and the Lana War Druid right now. Ooh, our opponent got a shrine down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking at 7 total devotion mana over there. Okay. I like this. I like the Karma the Karma versus the Helix Pinnacle over there. But yeah, as far as the other cards in hand, we have Mentor of the Meek. So if we get that down the following turn, we're really going to be able to take it. We can get Mentor of the Meek down, and then get down Ancient Tomb. We'll have that extra damage being dealt to us with Darien. You know, if our opponent has some type of removal for Karma, some enchantment destruction, then, you know, so be it. We can get down Ancient Tomb and get those soldiers, and then get down Mentor of the Meek to start cashing in a few extra card draw. And then we still have Decree of Justice to back up on, so it's going to create X for Angel tokens with flying. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 6 right now, so we're looking at, right now, just 1 total Angel that we can get down. But if we do cycle it for 3, we can pay X and create X soldier tokens. So we'll kind of use that as, you know, if our opponent, if we need to kind of get a few extra commander damage in or something like that, or some extra damage, we can definitely explore the Angel option right there. But yeah, you know, if you're new to Commander, you don't play a lot, you know, maybe you play a lot of multiplayer Commanders, it's always fun to build a mono-colored Commander deck, just because, you know, when you have a 2 or 3 color commander, you know, you're kind of minimizing your deck's weakness by adding other colors to make up for those the other color weaknesses. And when you're playing a monocolor deck, you know, you're only stuck with 1 color. So it's a fun deck building experience to try and make a monocolor deck work. All right, we got some Eldritch Evolution getting fired up on the Seton Krosan over there. I'm not sure what that might be. It might be for, they're going to be able to go for, I think it's 2+. Yeah, so they're looking at converted mana cost 5 over there. Might be a acidic slime coming in on Karma. Like I said, if Karma gets blown up, we tried to live the Herborg dream, but wouldn't be the end of the world because we still have Ancient Tomb and a City of Brass to start dealing a bunch of damage to us on the following turns. And then our opponent's at 1, 2, 5, 6. We're looking at 6 lands for the turn. Yeah, and we're still behind a poor little Weather Wayfarer out there waiting to search up for a land. But But yeah, Darien. It's funny with Darien. He was one of those commanders that I would always play against him, and I would just be like, "Ah, why haven't I built him yet?" And like each time I played against him, I would get that feeling more and more. And then I finally built him for the channel, and it's just one of those commanders. Like as soon as you build it, you're like, "Man, where have you been?" He's a little one-trick pony sometimes, especially when you get your painful mana base up and running like really solid. Um, but busting out like Darien every once in a while, I love playing it because it just leads to a really interesting game state. And then drawing into Karma-Herborg certainly helps. Okay, so our opponent's going to have 6 lands. They're taking 6 next turn. They're going to go down to 29. We're going to get 6 soldier tokens. We're looking at Mentor of the Meek, and right now what we're looking to do is probably get down Mentor of the Meek and then kind of start drawing some cards. Maybe we can get into a nice little anthem type effect and really pump our soldiers up, and then give them flying because that's really going to help us get it through. But we're looking at a board of 1/1s and 1/2s and 2/1s, so kind of just sending our soldiers into the trenches right now. It's not that it's pretty good. But we do need to watch out for our opponent generating a lot of mana. So we're looking at untapped target creature, untapped target land. There's some good mana about to get developed over there, so let's see if we can't squeeze this one out. Okay, so we got Karma coming in. We're going to be dealt 6 damage. There's going to be 6 soldier tokens. Oh, beautiful. Yes, we're going to use this ability. Get those soldiers out there. We're going to draw planes off the Endless Plains right there. Endless Horizon, excuse me. Close that out right there. And we rip another Plains. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go Ancient Tomb for sure. Let's get down Mentor of the Meek. And then we'll tap this Ancient Tomb to deal extra damage. We do have because I want to take advantage of that Mentor of the Meek right now. And we'll have 3 mana. That'll be perfect for if we draw an Anthem effect. Yes, we'd use that ability. Okay, so we got 2 Mentor of the Meek triggers. We're going to use that colorless mana real quick. Draw Mana Crypt. And let's see. We'll pay that last mana right there. Soul's Attendant. Okay, now that is a great draw because we're going to be able to cancel out all that Herborg damage that's being dealt to us. So it's going to go Soul's Attendant right now. And then, I think we'll go ahead and pay for that. Yeah, we'll tap this Herborg and we'll still have 3 right there. Okay, Disenchant. Let's get down Mana Crypt. The Helix Pinnacle does have Shroud. We have Quest over there. Nothing we can really blow. We can blow up that the Lifecrafter's Bestiary right there, which I think we may go for. And then how do we want to swing in? So Darien's going to be 3. They could jump block across on Darien, and none of our soldiers have haste, so we're just going to go ahead and hold off right now. But I think I may go get rid of that little scry action over there. No, well, maybe we want to go for Quest right now. Let's see. So whenever a creature you control becomes tapped, you may put as long as there are 4 or more, untap all creatures you control. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that Quest actually instead. We'll tap this Ancient Tomb. I'm going to get rid of that untap ability for Helix Pinnacle because our opponent's going to be able to generate a lot of mana. We'll kind of break it down, but that's going to allow us to, they're going to be able to tap a lot of extra mana and take advantage of that Quest for Renewal over there. Okay, so we'll blow that up, and then we'll lose that 1 mana, and then we'll go and pass the turn. Okay, and then we need to kind of add up our, we got the Shrine action over there. So we're looking at Devotion right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our opponent has 8 Devotion. They can tap, add 2, that's going to be 8. 8 right there, and then they can use the Seeker right there to untap the Voyager. So 8. We're looking at like 24 mana next turn, around there. Yeah, we're looking at about 24 mana getting generated between the initially tapping the Shrine, untapping it with Voyager. That's going to be another 8 right there, and then using the Seeker to untap the Voyaging Scissor. Yeah, we're looking at about 30 mana being added right now, so we're in a pretty good little spot. Hopefully we can. We'll kind of be a little aggressive with those Mentor triggers, so we get because we do have Mana Crypt and we do have Ancient Tomb, so we can start cashing in those soldiers with some card draw and hopefully kind of find a way to kind of edge that damage out. But yeah, this is a nice little match so far. It's always fun in Commander. I really enjoy is there's different power levels to different decks. My Yidris Thunderstorm deck it can go off pretty crazy. All right, so we got Nature's Claim right there. Okay, we'll take that. It was fun while it lasted. We got some damage out of that. Yeah, it's a little cheap with Soul's Attendant because then it just becomes completely one-sided. But yeah, he had an answer for it, so. Oh, but I know what I was saying. I'm playing Commander decks with different power levels. So like Darien, he's kind of a one-trick pony, and he needs a little bit of setting up. So when you're playing against an aggro deck or something that goes off really quick, or they have a lot of removal, they can take care of Darien really quick. But playing against something like Seton, where its power level is really strong late game, just like Darien, it's really fun to have those decks that are strong in the late game playing against each other, because it kind of gets to this bottleneck point in the game to where you're both doing some really busted stuff. So, like, to me personally, like, if our opponent wins with Helix Pinnacle or something like that, or they get some type of crazy shenanigans over there, this has already been a great match for me because we've got our little Darien armory up and running, and yeah, we've had some fun. So, but yeah, you can definitely generate a lot of mana right there. And I have been recording for about 2 hours, so I'm actually going to mute the mic real quick, and I'm going to go grab my water because I just realized it just ran out. So give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yep, I always try and give you good commentary on my videos, just because I like to think some of you tune in just I like to give good commentary on the game, and one of the things is I talk like the whole video, so my throat gets a little scratchy sometimes. So that's what we got going on right there. Just ran out of tea. I normally drink hot tea whenever I'm playing, and ran out of tea, so I wanted to go grab some water real quick. So. But yeah, as far as tea goes, yeah, I kind of talk about it, but I don't really talk about my tea consumption. So I really love green tea. I've been drinking green tea for probably about 15 years now, I think. Yeah, I love it, man. I get my tea from Adagio Tea. So if you're ever looking to kind of up your tea game, check them out. It's a free little shout out. But yeah, that's yeah, I drink a lot of green tea, so kind of what keeps me running on this channel. I don't really do any of the energy drink type stuff, so. Oh yeah, I forgot about the copper hoe. I forgot about the scout and tapping each creature. So this could be another 30. He's going to go to 60. Okay, yeah, we gotta wrap this up right there. Okay, coming in for 1, I'll drop some to 35. So we're going to get that extra soldier token. Yeah, we'd love to use that ability. We're not going to be able to use that mana, take care of it. No, yeah, we'll use Soul's Attendant. Go back, just kind of negate that out right there. Not going to pay for that one. Okay, so now, yeah, our opponent can untap target land. That's going to be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another 9. So we're looking at another 18. So let's kind of do some math real quick. And in fact, I kind of want to write this down. So we're looking at, I think it's 9, 18 right now, plus 30. We're looking at 48. Okay, and then they can activate that at the end of our turn. Okay, so we're going to do Endless Horizons. We got the Mana Crypt trigger. Hopefully, this is one we're always choosing tails. Oh, we won the flip. Bummer. Okay, we're going to grab a Plains off this one. Yes, we'll use that ability. Grab that Plains right there. Oblation. Okay, that's actually a pretty good little draw because we can shuffle away the Voyaging Satyr over there, and that'll really kind of bottleneck that mana. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the Plains down. Let's get some soldiers up and running. Let's see if we can't dig a little bit deeper. We're going to leave 3 mana up right there for that. And we're basically just turning this mana into a few extra card draws. Okay, so we're going to get the Soul's Attendant trigger. We're going to gain that life. We're going to use those 2 colorless floating to do those Mentor of the Meek triggers. Draw 2 extra cards. That's the only way we were... well, I don't think we made the land drop for the turn. So we can get down City of Brass. Bastion Protector. Okay, not the best draw, but we'll welcome you. And we're looking at another Plains. No, we did make the land drop. Sorry, I meant to get down City of Brass out there. I was excited to draw that because that kind of bottlenecks our opponent on mana. Let's go ahead and swing in right now. So we're going to hold off on Darien because you can get some chump block action, and definitely hold on to Mentor. So let's go and just come in hot with all of our soldier tokens. Yeah, okay. And then I think what we'll do is, in response to the Voyager trigger, we'll fire off the Oblation. So we're going to get in for 9 right now, and that'll kind of bottleneck that Helix mana over there. And in fact, yeah, I'll wait to see if he goes for the activation. Okay, so we're going to go and fire that off right there. We're going to shuffle that back into, and then they can draw 2 cards. So be it. We're looking at 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess we... Dang it. Non-land permanent. I was thinking we could have gone for the shrine. I realized it's non-land permanent. Okay. So we're going to shuffle that down. We'll get them back, and they can be able to generate a lot of mana, but they're going to lose the untapped target creature, and then that'll really bottleneck that green mana to where basically they're just only tapping for devotion each turn. Okay. You get an untap step right there. And they're still going to be able to get the 2 taps out of there, but at least we're making them go and use it now. And they'll be getting 2 card draws, so they're going to have 5 cards in the hand for the turn. So, but fighting that Helix Pinnacle right there. I love the art on it. It's seeing those strange little elf creatures. Oh, Vitalize. Okay. I was not expecting that. I like that. And actually, excuse me 1 second. My wife just gave me a call real quick, so I'm going to shoot her a text message. I guess we have nothing else to do, so we can go on F6 on this one. Okay, there we go. So we're looking at 15 mana, untap that, and they'll still have another untap step. Yes, yes, yes. This is Commander right here, fighting over the Helix Pinnacle. I love it. Having fun. So we're looking at 22, so our opponent's at 30. We'll have one more untap step. This will be another 9. 22 plus 9. Looking at 31. And then, well, and then plus you have the Druids being tapped over there. But yeah, this is why I play Commander, for interactions like this. Like, I play a lot of Modern, and in fact, I'm going to be upping my Modern content on my channel. I'm shooting for like 2 Modern videos a week, just because like, there's different things you can get from Magic, and playing Commander right here and stuff like this is just fun. Like, this is fun, entertaining Magic. Like, win or lose, I've already had a lot of fun playing this match right here. And then when you play Modern, you know, you always want to win. So, you know, from a Magic player standpoint, you know, it's always good to mix up the formats of Magic that you play. Like, you know, you can get your spike tendencies out in a game of Modern. And then when you go to Commander, you're more likely to want to just kind of sit back and chill and relax and just kind of have some fun. So, yeah, it's definitely something to get up and run. But I think we probably would have, with that Vitalize, I think we might have lost on some Helix Pinnacle action right there if we didn't draw that Oblation right there. All right, our opponent did draw 2 cards, and I think they made the land drop for the turn. No, they haven't yet, so look at 4 cards in hand. Ooh, Guy's Cradle. Yeah, it's kind of like this reminds me of, like, I built a Turbo Fog deck when I first got into Commander. When I first got into Modern, and no, it was Classic. That's what it was. It was just Turbo Fog with Riot Control and the Dragon Maze Gate. So playing against Helix Pinnacle definitely reminds me of that. Ooh, Seedborn Muse. Okay. I'm glad that we got rid of the untapped target land with the Guy's Cradle out there too. So, well, I still think Devotion might have been a little bit better, but being able to tap just 1 land for you know, 6 or 7 mana is definitely a little game changer right there. And so with Seedborn Muse coming down, you're gonna be able to untap all permanents. Okay. So we're gonna have to do some more Helix math right now. Okay, so we're at 55. Into the battlefield, we're gonna gain that life. Yes, we do use the Soul's Attendant's ability. We really hope, if we can get out of this turn, if they can't generate enough mana, we're hoping to take advantage of the Mentor of the Meek drawing a few extra cards to kind of push this last final damage, because our opponent is at 20. So we're looking at, as far as creatures down, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total creatures will be on the battlefield. Tapping Guy's Cradle for 6. And then Shrine, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're having 11 activated with Shrine over there. Plus 55, plus whatever Druids. We're looking at 66, plus that 9 again, plus Guy's Cradle. I think it's going to get really close. I don't know if he has it. I'm just doing quick dirty math right now and not counting the Druids tapping over there, which they can certainly do that. Oh, and there's still the Llano War Druid active. I just now realized that. Sacrifice Llano War Druid, untap all forests. That'll definitely add some over there, because it's going to be 6. Yeah, it's going to be close. I don't want to bore you with trying to do the mana math, but it looks, the mana math, but it looks like our opponents, that's what they're doing right now. So, but yeah, this is kind of one of those times, you know, like our opponent's behind on the clock. We're at 17, he's at 10, but he's doing a lot of fun. Our opponent is doing a lot of fun stuff. So it's always cool to see stuff like this, definitely. But yeah, as far as yeah, but just while our opponents kind of I don't know, I'm not sure what they're doing. I guess they're kind of adding up the mana in their head. But I'll get back talk back on the modern thing. But yeah, if you're looking to up your game as a Magic player, I would definitely suggest playing two different types of Magic, two different formats. If you play nothing but Commander, that's good. But as far as growing yourself as a Magic player, one of the things you definitely want to do is experience different Magic formats. I feel it's really good to have some type of tournament Magic in your life, at the same time having the fun command. Let's say you play Standard and Commander, awesome, or you play Modern and Commander. It's just good as a Magic player to have different stuff to fall back on and to play, just because it teaches you like how to put decks through different ropes and stuff like that, and basically how to build a competitive deck. Because the way I approach Commander is I like to have fun in Commander. I like to have competitive fun, and excuse me, that's the Johnny coming out in me, but I like to have competitive fun. I could go combo in all of my Commander decks, but I opt not to, just because I like to win in fun and interesting ways. So, if you're looking to up your game, definitely kind of check that out. Just kind of explore. Let's say you have this certain Commander deck that you play, and you're always like everyone. Like as soon as you sit down at the table, they're like, "Hey, what are you playing?" And everyone's like, "Oh," and then like they all do like that. That's kind of like a sign that the deck's maybe overpowered for that meta. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a really strong Commander deck, among your play group, but it's just like challenge yourself to build a Commander deck that's not going to always win on turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, or that's just an absolute beast mode. Like, play with some obscure cards that you're... we got a Genesis Wave for 8, didn't even see that coming across. Yeah, this is getting pretty nasty pretty quick, but yeah, just challenge yourself in Commander sometimes. There's Jason Alt article about... I read it a long time ago, and I think I remember the gist of it. But build a Commander deck that's like got a 75% win percentage. Something that's competitive, something that you're going to have fun playing, but you don't win every single turn. Once I get to turn blank, I'm going to win the game. I'm going to generate infinite whatever. I'm going to close it out, kill everybody at the table. Like it's fun to have some Commander losses and. Commander wins mixed in there. If you're playing a jankier deck or a suboptimal deck, every single new Commander I could go full throttle and just win the game like that. But I choose to build some fun stuff in there, so it's always it's almost like a nice little reward system that you can win in a certain way that's not the normal way. So, but yeah, nice little commentary right there. I try. That's one of I guess while our opponent's doing stuff, I'll just kind of just keep yakking. But that's another thing I'm trying to capture on my channel is. I'm getting out daily videos, so you hear me play a Magic game every single day, and one of the things is I kind of want you to know more about me as a Magic person and the different stuff that I like to do and why I approach Commander in the certain way that I do. I really enjoy like when I'm going to build a new Commander, like I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, what do I want to do with this Commander? Everybody builds. They build this Commander this certain way, and it's really cutthroat. Like, what if I can incorporate some of these fun cards in here and still maintain that competitive quickness to the deck, but then win in a different win condition type way? Like Army of the Damned, I love that in my Gonti deck, and then like just simply, we're playing a lot of mana rocks, we're playing a lot of mana. Gonti's a fun Commander to play with to begin with, but having Army of the Damned where you can generate those 13 zombies and then have flashback for 2 more, which is usually you're going to have it on the following turn, get all those zombies down. So it's fun to play with big beater cards like that, and it's also fun to just kind of isolate certain cards that you find really fun to play with. Using Army of the Damned as another example. It's one of my favorite Commander cards. It's just it screams Commander. Like if you're getting it down, it's going to try and close you out in the game. I guess that's kind of what I'm saying is, don't always go combo with. We got a Natural Order getting fired up. Rut-row. Oh, okay. Well, it's not too bad. Not the best, but I was expecting like a Crater Hoof or something to deal a bunch of damage with all those little elves over there. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying after that Natural Order got fired off. But yeah, just kind of have fun in Commander. Have some pet cards that you really enjoy playing with and see if you can make them work in decks. And, don't be scared to deviate from the normal Commander thing. If this Commander does this, like when I built Gitrog, like I sat there and was like, how do I, Gitrog's a really popular Commander. Like when I first built him, I noticed all the times I played against Gitrog, I got a lot of views, and so obviously to me that meant that people liked watching Gitrog. And so I was like, well, I want to build Gitrog, but I don't want to just build like this Wasteland Lock Lands Matter deck. We're going for we're always going for what is it, the Dark Depths combo or something like that. And I just sat there and I was like, well, Gitrog eats your lands every single turn, so let's see if we can't do some like what happens when you eat a bunch of stuff or swamps and forests. It turns you into a crazy, you get bigger, and to me, Gitrog, it has that like that sci-fi, that 1960s sci-fi feel. So it's kind of fun to build flavorful commander decks too sometimes. So yeah, you don't think Gitrog Enchantress Voltron when you think Gitrog, so it's always fun to build a different commander like that. And like my Nin the Paint Artist deck, like Nin's in there just to kind of get a bunch of card draw and bust some busted spells. Like I know there's probably a better spell slinging commander that I could go in blue-red for her, even something like Jahora, whatever her name is, where you can cast a spin and stuff like that. But trying to make Nin work and like this just really big busted, just cast a bunch of spells and copy him type decks, kind of fun. So yeah, challenge yourself sometimes, build something that's not the norm, and just have fun with it. That's taking a drink of water right now, but I feel like sometimes people get too wrapped up in winning stuff, especially when it comes to commander sometimes. And it's not fun to play against salty players when they're getting mad, or you don't want to. Like I hate with a passion hearing that, oh man, I had you dead next turn, or I can't believe you drew that card. Nice draw. I mean, it's like, man, that's part of the game. Like that happens. Like you're gonna lose to top decks. You're gonna lose to like a good hand, and you're gonna have a weak hand. And the people who approach the game in a manner that is just like, their losses aren't their fault. It's like the other player's fault. Like they drew well, or they just got lucky, or I didn't draw this card. Like that's not it, man. That's Magic's a random game. That's what makes Magic so good, is that random element is to that. So understanding that your losses aren't necessarily just because your opponent got lucky. It's just saying like, hey, this is a random element game. Like I didn't draw the card that I needed, and blaming it on the game's okay. It's not saying like, oh, I flooded out or something like that, but it's just understanding that you will lose because of the elements to the game sometimes, and you'll be a better player for that. It's definitely something it's a good way to approach Magic. And so let's go and close these graveyards out, because I think opponent's running really tight on the clock right there. I'm not sure what gets them out of this one, but they're casting a lot of stuff, and then that Seedborn Muse over there. So, but yeah, just approach your Magic losses from the viewpoint of like, okay, why did I lose? What was the reason I lost? Did my opponent draw better than me? Yes. And don't put it in their face. That's like I played a Modern tournament one time where this I was playing combo, and I drew the combo piece that I needed, and I hadn't seen it for like 10 turns, and I finally drew it, and I cast it, and I win the game, and he just looks at me dead in the eye and just goes, good draw. Like, and it's kind of like, I know what good draw means. You're saying, hey, you got lucky. It's just packaged up in a nice little bow over there. Oh, we got Aether Flux Reservoir down. I just now saw that. Oh yes, this is beautiful. I'm digging this. I'll take this type of death right here. But yeah, so he told me that. He told me good draw, and I remember looking at him, and I was like, I knew what that meant. I'm not stupid. I know what good draw means. You just said I got lucky. I'm like, yeah, well, I had 4 of them in the deck right there, so what do you expect? And he got so mad at me that I didn't say, yes, it was a good draw. He was like, oh, I'm just, it really was a good draw. And to me, I'm just kind of like, dude, like, you're my opponent. Oh, there we go. I was hoping there'd be some Crater Hoof in here. Yes, this is beautiful. I'll take this death right here. But yeah, I was just sitting there like, I know what you meant, man. You're just calling me lucky. And I was like, hey, don't appreciate that. It's part of the game. Don't make me feel bad about it. All right, so we got a Crater Hoof coming in. We got 19, 15, 15, 14. Yes, beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted to see, man. Good, yeah, good game, buddy. And way to cash it out there. We're just going to let this swing through because everyone's got trample, and we're getting beat by a bunch of elves and their big old Uncle Crater Hoof. So I'll take that. See what we go to on this. We're at 48 right now. We're going to go to a big negative number. Yeah, we could have got down City of Brass to get an extra token. All right, negative 142. I will take that. So yeah, that's a nice little gameplay and commentary video. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.